So for the benefit of the students, so let's see one interesting video that I think will be very useful to understand this type of frame shift mutation. Or there are other images also that I should share with my screen just for the better understanding of these topics. So let's just see a video on the frame shift mutation. I think it will be very beneficial to clear the concept. I'm just sharing my screen and trying to share with you a general video that is very easily available on YouTube, and by which I think a general idea about mutation or the frame shift mutation generally is given here. And I have already sent it to my students. I generally encourage them to watch this type of videos or some animations, because this type of fundamental processes generally by only reading the book, and book is very much essential for have a concept of genetics or cell biology or this type of interesting subjects, but they are very new to all the students, because in these details they haven't really studied before. So to clear the concept, I think by the use of like these platforms, Google and YouTube's and other many online resources are there, which are not there previously at our time. So it should be very beneficial to students if they generally try to search this type of animations, because that will generate very much useful to clear the concept, the nuances of this technique. So let's just see a short video about the frame shift mutation. Here you can see that normal DNA sequence is CAG, CCC, ACT, and it is the amino acid sequence are this glycine, proline, threonine, and insertion mutation, that is there is a T, thymine insertion is there. So the frame will be shifted like this. The codon will, the first one will be CAG, and then the codon 2 will not be the CCC like in the normal case. It will become uh, TCCC, that is T has been inserted here, and the next frame will be CAC, not ACT, thus in the codon 3. So it will produce, the first codon will produce the same amino acid, that is glucuronic acid, and then the amino acid sequence will be proline and threonine. With the proline and replaced, this proline and threonine will be replaced by serine and histine. So so this insertion mutation, that is it is a frame shift mutation, and it is a non-frame shift because three bases has been inserted here. So it will change the frame shift in only one amino acid will be changed. Here you can say that here it is interestingly three bases has been inserted, and three bases will create one new codon. So the new phenylalanine is a new amino acid has been inserted here, but the other frame, the frame of the DNA will be similar. So they produce that similar amino acids like the normal one. So in case of frame shift mutation, insertion or deletion of single amino acid or single base will be very much crucial to change the frame. Otherwise, it won't be changed. So that will alter the amino acid sequence actually. But if three bases or three bases will be inserted or deleted, then it will change one amino acid only, not the whole frame. So this is the basic useful concept that I wanted to share. So there are other molecular bases of this type of insertion also. So there are base substitution, there are transversion, transition, etc. So transversion, transition generally they refers to the change of the bases, the types of bases generally occurs in case of um, in the process of mutation. just want to show you something. Okay, let's continue with the teaching. That is the base pair substitution. Base pair substitution results in the incorporation of wrong base that I has already told you. If the original message is CSE, GSE, CSE, GSE, etc. So one base can be substituted by G in the third colon. It will be read as CSE, GSE, CCC, CGC, GSE, etc. Transition is another important change of the bases. That is, transition means when a purine base is substituted by another purine base, that is adenine to guanine. It is a purine to purine change, that is called transition, or cytosine to thymine, that is another purine change. But transversion if the purine base generally changes to a pyrimidine base. So adenine to thymine or thymine to cytosine to guanosine, etc. will be transversion. So these are very much important factors you have to remember uh, regarding this mutation. So we have already discussed, I think, the effect of mutagens. Mutagens means those agents which generally, there are generally, I have already told that there are induced mutations and there are spontaneous mutations. So in case of spontaneous mutations, you know, the mutation just occur without the help or without any, uh, without the any kind of factors, stimulating or interfering factors. So we have already told that physical mutagens are there. Among them, they are generally categorized by ionizing and non-ionizing radiations. These are physical mutagens. UV ray is also there. And chemical mutagens have already discussed. Some chemicals, EMS, ethyl methyl sulfonate, MMS, etc., 5-bromouracil, etc., intercalating agents are chemical mutagens which generally create lethal changes in our DNA. And there are other mutagens also, like high pH or low pH, high temperature can also cause mutation. Generally, mutation rate is generally increased by the aging of that organism. So there are carcinogens also, which are, it's another term which are generally known to our common people, because carcinogens, we all know now that they create cancer. So all the mutagens, they are not carcinogens, obviously, but all the carcinogens are definitely mutagens. So this is a this is a statement you have to follow, or you have to understand, that all the carcinogens generally affect the carcinogens generally affect the DNA structure. So they are basically, they are mutagens. But it is not necessarily that all mutagens will be carcinogens, or actually all mutations doesn't create cancer. But yes, cancer generally happens, or the carcinogens that are responsible for creating cancer will be obviously a mutagen. So there are other teratogens and clastogens also. Clastogens are generally, they generally cause, or they generally affect the chromosome, or they are responsible for chromosomal alterations like breakage, gaps, fragments, lagging, sticky bridge, etc. So these are inversion, transition, etc. chromosomal changes. They are caused by clastogens. That can be a chemical, that is gamaxine, etc., and they can be physical also, like X-ray agents, etc. So teratogens are also called teratoma or etc. They are called generally abnormal body developments like tumor, etc. So these teratogens generally form some abnormal body structures. They are called teratogens. Some chemical like cocaine, physical, always X-ray. We know that exposure to prolonged exposure to X-ray it is very deleterious, because they are mutagens, they are carcinogens, they can be a teratogen also. So they can create these abnormalities in cells. So they are called teratogens. So generally, these are the important factors of mutations, and there are very much significant effects of mutation on the evolution of species actually. So why we can say that why mutation is there in the nature? Because it maybe it is very fatal in case of it sometimes it is fatal. So it can be said that what is the significance or importance of mutation in the world, in the nature. So mutation is a very important in case of evolution. Generally, evolution occurs due to the mutation of this type of spontaneous or induced mutations. Because if mutation is not there, mutation doesn't is a major source of genetic variability. So if all the species will be the same, would be same, then a one single factor or unfavorable factor can uh, fatally affect all the species. It can fatally affect all the species. It can generally stops the survival or stops the cycle, life cycle, like any unfavorable condition, natural calamity, etc. They can wipe out all the species. If any species, all the cells, all the species, if that organism have the similar genetic structure, because of this mutation, because all the individuals are different, these so the ability to sustain, to survive, the ability to survive a species individual is different. So some are disease resistant, some are generally more vigorous than the others. So these mutations generally create the variability among the species, which are very important in course of evolution. So some species, some individuals, some organism will definitely can survive the harshness of environment or the unfavorable climates, etc. So these variations or the alleles generally created by different alleles of same gene created by mutation is very much important for the survival of the species or the life that is going on in our planet. So mutation is the main cause of that, or one of the main causes of that. In case of plant breeding, it is also very much important. Mutation creates lots of improved crop varieties, or maybe we are generally scientists are using to this phenomenon or mutations to create more and more vigorous batches or species of crops. Remarkable researches has been done in many economically important plants like rice, wheat, barley, etc. Many crops are mutated spawn induced they are mutated by inducing some chemicals so that they can produce more and more economical the products. So these changes, mutations are very much important for all these factors. So it is, again, it can be fatal in some cases, but it is also a very important process for survival of a species or survival or of life in our planet. So that's it pretty much for a brief idea for mutation. I think I tried to give. I think those whoever are interested will be gain something from this discussion. So that's it for now. I thank you everybody behind this initiative, by which we can reach out to many other students or many other interested minds who can share, or we can be, helped by this talk. I think I have been able to shed some light on this interesting topic. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.